The U.S. Army fought WWII with inflatable tanks, and the enemy actually fell for it. Yeah, I'm not joking. You think World War II was all bullets and bombs? Nah, it was straight-up Hollywood-level cap. Picture this. It's 1944. Europe is on fire. The Allies are trying to push through Nazi-occupied territory after D-Day. And instead of sending more soldiers to the front lines, the U.S. creates an entire fake army. Not a metaphor. A fake army. It was called the 23rd Headquarters Special Troops, but soldiers nicknamed it the Ghost Army. And their weapons? Inflatable tanks. Rubber artillery. Fake airplanes. You're probably thinking, okay, but how does that even work? Here's the wild part. These dudes weren't your typical soldiers. A lot of them were artists, designers, sound engineers, even future fashion legends like Bill Blass. Instead of charging into battle, they were blowing up 40-foot rubber tanks with air pumps, and they didn't stop there. They had giant speakers mounted on trucks blasting pre-recorded sounds of tanks rolling, bridges being built, troops marching. From miles away, it sounded like an entire armored division pulling up. But wait, they also forged radio transmissions. They mimicked real generals. They created fake headquarters. They staged fake convoys. And you know what's insane? The Nazis bought it. German reconnaissance planes would fly overhead, snap photos of rows of tanks, not realizing they were literally looking at glorified pool floaties. And because of that, real American units were able to move somewhere else, safely. Think about that. A handful of artists with air pumps and speakers were out here manipulating one of the most powerful militaries in the world. But this gets crazier, because this wasn't a one-time prank. This ghost army pulled off over 20 battlefield deceptions. And at one point, they tricked Germany into thinking 30,000 troops were somewhere they weren't. And the wildest part? This mission stayed classified for decades. You didn't learn about this in school, did you? Now here's where it starts to get even more unhinged. Because deception in WWII wasn't just about inflatable tanks, it got way darker. The Allies once used a literal corpse to trick Hitler. Yeah, a dead body. In 1943, the Allies needed to invade southern Europe. The real target? Sicily. But if Germany figured that out, they'd fortify it and turn it into a slaughterhouse. So British intelligence came up with something that sounds like a Netflix thriller. They called it Operation Mincemeat. Here's what they did. They took the body of a deceased man, dressed him as a British Royal Marine officer, gave him a fake identity, love letters in his pocket, theater ticket stubs, personal photos. They built this entire fake life. Then they chained a briefcase to his wrist, filled with top-secret documents saying the Allies planned to invade Greece, not Sicily. And then they dropped his body off the coast of Spain, knowing Spanish authorities had ties to German intelligence. You see where this is going? The documents leaked to the Nazis, and Hitler believed it. He literally moved troops away from Sicily to defend Greece. So when the Allies invaded Sicily, German defenses were weaker than expected. Thousands of lives were likely saved because of one carefully staged lie. Pause for a second. Think about how insane that is. A war that spanned continents, influenced by a single body floating in the ocean. And here's the part people don't talk about. The man wasn't a soldier. He was a civilian named Glinder Michael. For decades, no one knew his role. He became a ghost weapon. And if that feels morally messy, you're not wrong. Because WWII wasn't just about brute force. It was psychological warfare on a level we still don't fully process. But hold on. You think fake tanks and stage corpses are wild? Let's talk about the time nature itself became a weapon. And this one sounds fake, but it's very real. A literal bear became a soldier in WWII. No, this isn't a Disney script. In 1942, Polish soldiers evacuated from the Soviet Union after being imprisoned. They were forming what became the II Corps under Allied command. While traveling through the Middle East, they met a young Syrian brown bear cub. Instead of leaving it behind, they adopted him. They named him Wojtek. And this is where it gets absurd. Wojtek grew up with the soldiers. He drank condensed milk from a vodka bottle, wrestled with troops, rode in military trucks. But when the unit prepared for combat in Italy, there was a problem. Animals weren't allowed on military transport ships, so what did they do? They officially enlisted him. Rank and serial number. Payroll. The whole thing, now he's technically a private in the Polish army, and during the Battle of Monte Cassino, Wojtek helped carry artillery shells. Let that sink in. A 500-pound bear moving ammunition crates under fire. He became the unit's symbol, a bear carrying a shell, and morale skyrocketed. But here's the deeper layer. WWII is usually told through destruction and horror, and rightfully so. But inside that chaos, you had inflatable armies, weaponized corpses, enlisted bears. The war wasn't just fought with guns. It was fought with deception, psychology, symbolism, and straight-up audacity. So when you think about World War II, you probably imagine storming beaches and massive tank battles. But what if some of the biggest turning points came from lies, theater, and a bear with a rank? And if that's true, was WWII really won by firepower or by whoever mastered the art of the mind game?